Hello and welcome to ScrapTV, your video forum for the ISRI and Scrap Magazine websites. I'm Kent Kiser, your ScrapTV host. I'm here today with John Taylor, VP of Public Affairs for LG Electronics USA. First of all, welcome, John. Thanks for joining us today. John's here because LG Electronics is the winner of the 2015 ISRI Design for Recycling Award for incorporating DFR principles in some of its products, particularly its 4K ultra-high definition OLED and LED TVs. Well, first of all, John, if you take a moment, can you just tell us what winning this award means to LG?
Well, this is quite an honor to LG Electronics. You know, sustainability is a core business principle at our company, and design for recycling is a critical element of everything we do. We take a life cycle approach to our products, and from the very beginning, we are concerned about what happens at the end of that. It's a cradle-to-grave approach.
That's great. Okay, all right. Well, can you, speaking of that and the particular principles that you all incorporated in these products, can you tell us about some of the recycling-friendly features in those LED and OLED TVs?
Well, first, I don't know if you're familiar with what OLED and 4K TVs are. So these are kind of the next generation of TV. And the first thing you'll notice is how thin and light they are. And that's really, I think, a valuable piece of the overall design for recyclability. Okay. We're reducing the number of parts, we're simplifying the design, but also paying close attention to things like the reduction of hazardous materials, and even having guidelines for recyclers to simply disassemble the products.
That's great. That is often a problem, I know, definitely. Well, let's see. Some of the specific features that they mentioned in the press announcement about this award, like the mercury-free display panels, the use of recycled and recyclable plastics. I mean, how challenging or difficult or costly was it to try to incorporate some of these features into the products? Do you know if this was a big problem or challenge for the company?
Well, it's a big focus for our company, and it's not just these two TV series, but if you look across the board, LG is kind of an interesting company because we make everything from washing machines and refrigerators to mobile phones and tablets and amazing new TVs like the ones we're talking about. And I can tell you that the importance of designing for recyclability is across all of those product categories.
That's great. That's very great. Oh, you can never have too much design for recycling. Can you tell why did the company think that it was so important to include design for recycling features in these products? And this might lead into more talk about the company's overall corporate sustainability focus or philosophy.
Well, if you look at the three main elements that we focus on when designing a product, we look at the human element, look at energy, and we look at resources. And the human element, of course, is our basic theme is LG Life's Good. So everything we do ladders up to that, to make sure that the products that we bring to market enhance consumers' lives, but that also means making sure they're safe and reliable and all that sort of thing. But then when you get into energy, that involves both the energy that is expended to produce and deliver the product and reducing the amount of electricity and water in our plants, but more importantly, the reduction of energy in the use of the product. And LG is proud for the 4th year in a row to be Energy Star Partner of the Year in the United States, which I think speaks volumes about our commitment to energy efficiency. And then finally, resources, and that also cuts across the entire life cycle of the product, from the resources expended to build the product, but more importantly, what resources are used, recyclable and recycled materials like recycled plastics that are in the products, and reduction of packaging using recycled papers in the corrugated for the packaging. So human, energy, and resources, that's our focus.
Excellent. Now, what kind of feedback, if any, have you received from customers, or how much do you think this matters to customers? Have you had much feedback on that?
It's a little too soon because the announcement was just made prior to the show, but LG is very enthusiastic about this, and for depending on the customer, and there are many consumers, a growing number of consumers who are focused on greener living and looking for products that fit their greener lifestyle. So we want to do a good job of explaining what this is all about.
Sure.
But LG also has a very strong electronics recycling program, collecting millions of tons of electronics every year, and this is, I think, an important piece of that too in our communication with our recyclers.
Excellent, excellent. Now, how are you going about letting your customers know the great work you're doing in this regard, the design for recycling, as well as just all the sustainability features of your products?
Well, we want to send them to watch ScrapTV for sure, for one thing.
Good answer.
I think we're looking at various ways to make sure that we get the word out in the months ahead.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, does the company have any other sustainability efforts in the works that you can talk about now? Any new directions or just other exciting projects on the horizon you want to mention?
Quite a few. I think I mentioned recycling is a major focus for us here in the United States, and energy efficiency. We are very proud to continue to push Energy Star, and I think one of the things we do uniquely when we host a recycling event, we'll partner with a retailer and encourage consumers to replace their old CRT TV, recycle it responsibly with ISRI member recyclers, and in our case we use eStewards recyclers primarily, but at the same time upgrade to an Energy Star certified product, so you're helping on both ends. Excellent. And to, in the end, reduce greenhouse gas emissions and help fight climate change.
Excellent. All great. Now, if you look around you at your the manufacturer competitors in this niche, would you have any either advice to them or just any suggestions to them about, what the next step should be on this regard about sustainability?
Well, I'm happy to say that the electronics industry has done a really great job in the last several years in really beefing up its commitment to recycling. You'll see e-waste events on virtually every weekend in some market around the country. We're very active in the activities of the Consumer Electronics Association, which has a terrific website, greenergadgets.org, which will help you find recyclers in your area. We're participants in the Billion Pound Challenge of CEA, so there's a lot of momentum out there, but there hasn't been enough focus, we think, on design for recycling. And we are committed to working with ISRI to help our colleagues in the industry focus more on that area.
Okay. Now, had you heard of the whole concept of design for recycling before ISRI approached you? Or did you have your own internal corporate approach that mimicked that idea already too?
Frankly, I hadn't heard of ISRI until several months ago because it's not in my wheelhouse. But interestingly, the design for recycling principles that ISRI has in place were very consistent with what we were doing in terms of the checklists that our engineers would work on and the various aspects that they would consider when designing a product.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear. Now, I'm just curious, how long ago did the company really start down this road of, corporate sustainability, not just in DFR, but the other activities it's doing? How long ago?
Well, as a corporation, our commitment to sustainability goes back many years, but we've had a formal program in place since 1994, but it was in 2010 that we launched our 2020 initiative, which is focused on a wide range of activities that will reduce our greenhouse gas emissions around the world, and it's has to do with our factories and our offices. It has to do with our products, and of course the recyclability in the end. Here in the United States, we have a very significant goal of reducing our greenhouse gas emissions by 50% from our U.S. operations by 2020.
Oh boy, wow, that's great. Now, Have you had time, or will you have time to take in the ISRI convention? And if so, have you seen anything already that has been interesting to you?
I was able to sit through the DFR panel this morning, and I actually learned a lot. It was great, and to hear from last year's honoree Dell about the activities that they're doing, and
Sure.
I'm anxious to get back on the floor. I was able to spend about a half an hour walking around, and this is a dynamic industry, and there was an electricity on the floor. It was really exciting to be here.
Fabulous. Well, listen, John, that's all I have for you. Thank you again for coming, and congratulations again to LG for winning the award.
Thank you so much.
I'm Kent Kiser for ScrapTV, signing off until next time.